The door that wouldn't open. There are nights when no one knocks. The tavern settles between worlds, lanterns swaying gently as if remembering distant winds. Outside, the city of Vaelorin Reach glows soft blues and silver mist. Inside, the hearth hums its steady lullaby. On this particular evening, the door did not open. That, in itself, was unusual. Travelers always come, lost ones, weary ones, curious ones. But that night the door remained still, as if waiting. Alex noticed it first. "It feels," he said quietly, "like someone is trying to arrive." The cat, sprawled across the warm stones, opened one eye in agreement before deciding the matter required no further action. I stepped toward the door and rested my hand against the wood. It was warm. Someone was there, and yet no knock came. I opened the door. Outside stood a young woman wrapped in a soft woolen cloak. Her boots were dusty, her posture uncertain. She stared at the tavern sign as though reading it for the 100th time. "You can come in," I said gently. She startled. "I'm not sure I'm allowed," she whispered. "Ah, that kind of traveler. What is your name, my friend?" "Mira." "Well, Mira," I said softly, "my name is Lion. I am the caretaker of this place. I keep the fire steady." Her grip tightened on the edge of her cloak. "I don't think this place is meant for someone like me." The cat slipped between my legs and sat squarely in the doorway, tail curled around his paws as if guarding it. He looked up at her and blinked. "Mira, my friend, let me tell you a story. Once there was a cartographer who drew the most beautiful maps in the realm." Mira hesitated but stepped inside. "He charted mountains, rivers, cities, every path clearly marked, but there was one problem." Alex quietly closed the door behind her and set a mug on the nearest table. The cartographer had never left his tower. Mira's brow furrowed. "The maps were precise," I continued, "accurate, admired. But when travelers followed them, something always felt missing." The cat hopped onto a chair and knocked over a folded napkin for no discernible reason. "Because," I said gently, "the maps showed where to go, but not how it felt to be there." Mira sank slowly onto her seat. One day, the cartographer realized something painful. He had been waiting to feel worthy of the journey before taking it. I leaned forward slightly. "But worthiness is not the toll you pay before the beginning. It is something discovered along the road." Mira stared into her drink. "I was told," she said quietly, "that this tavern appears for those who matter, for heroes, for people with important destinies." The cat leapt into her lap without invitation. She froze. Then cautiously she rested a hand on his back. He doesn't seem to agree, I observed. Her lips twitched. I'm not a hero, she said. I left before I became anything. I nodded. Do you know how many travelers walk through that door believing they must be something grand before they're allowed to rest? She shook her head. Nearly all of them. The fire softened. You are not required to be extraordinary to deserve warmth. You are required only to be tired. Her shoulders lowered just slightly. Mira spoke slowly then, about leaving home before expectations hardened into cages, about fearing she had disappointed everyone, about standing outside the tavern for nearly an hour, certain she would be turned away. I didn't knock, she admitted, because I wasn't sure I had earned it. The cat began purring loudly as if objecting to the entire premise. I smiled. This door does not open because someone is important, I said. It opens because someone needs it. Alex nodded quietly from the bar. He understood this too well. The tavern is not a reward, I continued. It is a refuge. Mira let out a breath that sounded like she had been holding it for days. And if I don't become anything remarkable, she asked. I tilted my head. Then you will become yourself, which is far rarer. The night deepened around us. Mira sat longer than she meant to. The cat refused to vacate her lap, claiming territory through persistence alone. Eventually, she laughed fully, clear and unguarded. When she stood to leave, she hesitated at the door once more. Thank you, Lion, for opening it. You were always allowed inside, Mira. You simply needed to believe it. She stepped into the silver-lit streets of Vaelorin Reach with steadier footing than when she arrived. The door closed softly. Alex glanced at me. She never knocked. No, I agreed, but she arrived. The cat returned to the hearth, entirely satisfied with his contribution, and the tavern settled once more, ready for the next hesitant traveler who stands outside, wondering if they belong. Some doors do not require knocking. Some places are not earned through greatness, but entered through need. Tonight, if you are standing outside something, uncertain whether you belong, remember this. You do not have to become remarkable before you are welcome. The fire is warm, the door is closed, and here you are allowed inside. Good night, my friend.